Today is May 22nd, 2015, and I'm just making a quick video clip to update on what I've been talking about, and I actually need to get back to some of these RICO tapes that I've been making, but I haven't done that yet. And today I just want to talk about well, just the fact that I have been I've had a lot going on, and in the last video clip I made, I talked a little bit about safecracking and some of the things that I did for the United States government a long time ago, and well, how the U.S. used me, I should say, because I was never really getting paid for any of it. But I mentioned that and talked about my songs and how many of my songs have been stolen by this country. So there is a lot more that I could say about that. And I haven't ever really just felt like disclosing everything or getting into explaining every single song that I've ever written, just because I think that I do have the option of writing a book at some point and having someone somewhere possibly want to publish it. So I keep that in reserve just in case I want to use it down the road. And well, anyway, that's pretty much it for right now. I think that probably have to go back and refresh my memory on where I left off with those RICO tapes, and then continue about that and some of the government conspiracies in planning rapes against me. So I did already mention a little bit of one of the assassination attempts against me, but there was more than that. And what I had wanted to focus on initially is describing the number of different times that the United States government planned and coordinated group rape of me, or serial rape in the sense of my being raped one time after the other. And so anyway, probably go back and refresh my memory a little on that. And I do want information about where my daughters are, if they are still alive. And I also would really appreciate any kind of information that someone could give me if they think that it would help me in my situation now with another corrupt government case that is being built on fraud to kidnap my baby girl from me. So I, would accept, obviously, like any kind of evidence that someone might have from any source. I really don't care who you are. And I don't care what your past is. I don't care what country you're from. I mean, of course, there are some things that where if I had to have someone testify about something, the person or their testimony and their credentials or credibility would come into question. But there may be other ways to give me evidence about a few things that would not necessitate someone having to use their own identity or reveal themselves for that. I mean, I have no idea what some countries might have in their intelligence files, but I bet some of it's pretty good. And I can understand, too, that probably some individuals feel that, well, with certain kinds of information, they'd like to use that. They're going to blackmail someone or use it to an advantage. Probably they would like to use that kind of thing maybe to blackmail the U.S. government, just to giving them more money or their people more money or whatever, rather than giving me evidence voluntarily that would help me and my babies. I mean, I can sort of understand the perspective of someone who might feel that they would rather make more of a profit by not giving me the evidence or some intelligence that I might need, and try not to think about, maybe they just would try not to think about what has been happening to me my entire life and what has happened to all of my kids, or to even not think about how this affects actually a lot of people because of just principle in and of itself. But who knows, because there could be somebody out there who would prefer to give me the evidence rather than to keep it in the safe or locked up or used as bribery for the U.S. And so if you can always use intelligence more than one way too. Someone could probably try to negotiate something with the U.S. government and make sure that I don't sound mentally ill, or that for some reason I'm able to get my kids back too. I think that I'm sure that there are some ways around things so that it's maybe not a really high score win in for one group, but maybe it kind of levels everything out. And so I've given my contact information already, but I will give it again. And it's my email address is all lowercase letters, and it's loree.o.eerol@gmail.com, and that is L as in lamb, O as in ostrich, R as in rabbit, E as in elephant, dot, O as in ostrich, dot, E as in elephant, R as in rabbit, A as in anteater, O as in ostrich, and L as in lamb at gmail.com. And I'm not sure why I kept wanting to say A instead of O for Loree. And I know at one time someone was going to name me or spell it with that spelling instead of Loree. But it's basically Loree, which is my middle name, and then .o, and then E, and then my name again spelled backwards at gmail.com. And if you have any information, and I have a fax, I would have to connect it. I would have to get a phone call first, and then connect my fax to receive anything. But my phone number is 541-824-1618. And I could, well, that's pretty much it. You can call me or send me an email. So, hope that for some reason someone out there is more compelled to share some information now than has been at any other time ever. Because I've made a very similar video clip to this one in the past, and I haven't received any kind of tangible evidence about my daughters or anything to help to prove that government's lying about me. I haven't received anything like that since I was maybe 9 years old. It's been a really long time since anyone gave me any kind of information. So, anyway, thanks.